together on Up TV.
I showed Mum and Dad a video of Hunter being aware of the word divorce being used, and Dad lost his cool.
Will you just give me the respect to talk for 2 minutes, please?
I'm not talking to you.
Will you give me the respect?
I'm not even talking to you. And I hope you're happy.
She wants to talk to you.
I don't want to talk.
Listen, I feel like a lot of these situations, you are the one taking them out of context. Hunter felt comfortable enough to go to Joe and air out his problems. That's his right.
He didn't just
wait
go,
a minute,
no,
I'm
no,
talking.
you wait a minute, let's
I'm
finish
talking.
that. He didn't
That
just
was
go
his
there and say
respect.
that. She
Look what you're
asked
doing
him.
now.
She got that out of him.
Look what you're doing.
Watching both parents talk to one another is no healthy situation. They talk over each other, not listening to the other person, and it's a shambles.
Time out. Hold on.
Time out. Time out. Okay, hold on, let me just get something out of my bag. Hold on a minute. So I brought in a timer to let this family know that every time it turns, that they have 2 minutes to talk and the other person has to be disciplined enough to listen to what they have to say. The pair of you start to talk, then you talk over, you start to talk and you talk over. Nobody's listening. You talk. When this water runs out, then you start, okay? Listen to what the other person's saying. Hear it and then respond.
Joe was a safe place for Hunter to go to. And I think you feel like I knew all about that. It was the biggest surprise to me as it was to you. So a lot of things you're taking out of context. And then you're getting offended at me and upset with me because you think I'm throwing you under the bus. You're very well aware of the problems around here, just as I am, just as the two boys are. So nothing should be a surprise.
The only point I'm trying to make is I'm not shocked by what you're saying. I don't like the way that we went about it. I'm not saying that Hunter's creating things. I do. He's obviously heard the word because he said that his mama said it. And, you know, if that word is being thrown around, then, you know, let's do something about it.
We say a lot of words in anger that we shouldn't say and not meaning it. So that's a fault and that's something we need help with, and I recognize that. That's an area that we need tremendous help in.
I think the timer worked well. As they started to recognise it was important to listen to one another, it actually brought their tempers down. So I think it's a good little measure for those first 5 or 10 minutes when they're like two balls in a china shop.
I want to now do what I have to do to make things right and better for my children. Because if we don't change, Hunter's never going to change.
The fact is now we're looking at boys that are in a place that everything they take now, they're going to take into their adulthood.
What kind of got me the most is it's not about me. You know, it's about my wife. And it's about my 2 sons. It's about the Benton family.
I'm ready to move forward. I'm ready to change things. I've been ready.
Well, let's do it.
You mean you're not going to kick me out of your house?
I guess I'll let you stay a little bit longer.
So now with Greg on board, I wanted to dive in straight away and work out homework for Rivers. So I am going to have to put in a technique that would allow Rivers to identify when he needed his parents' help and when he could do it himself. The subjects that you need more help on, you're going to place an M and D on. Does anybody know what M and D stands for?
Much difficult?
No, but that was pretty good.
That's good.
Okay, Mum and Dad.
Oh, okay.
All right. The work that you don't need Mum and Dad's help for have Rivers on them. And the reason for this, Rivers, is because I want you to become more confident doing your homework yourself and not being dependent on Mum and Dad to give you the answers all the time. Rivers, you're going to put your stickers on the appropriate books. Okay, so let him do it.
You do it.
Yeah, let him do it.
Put an R on there.
Tell him.
The whole thing's...
Let him do it, let him do it. Greg was still mollycoddling him through everything. Okay, let him do it. He's got to think for himself. He's got to think for himself.
Because he's not going to have you always, is he, in that classroom?
Be there, buddy. Joe recognized right away us being right over him. This got to stop.
The last part of homework is creating some boundaries between the parent and Rivers. And now, okay, so we're going to find you a place for you to go when it's just you doing the R work. Okay, sound good? Yeah, you're smiling. You're like, yeah, that sounds good. All right, smiles for everybody, okay?
I felt relief when I saw Joe giving us a plan of action to deal with this homework situation. And Rivers was ecstatic about it. And I think that that's going to be a confidence builder for him. Get out your penmanship books. You are supposed to be doing your penmanship.
When Hunter wouldn't sit down and do his homework, it was a perfect opportunity for me to teach Mum how to do discipline properly.
Take that piece of metal out of your mouth now, before you break your teeth. Thank you. No, sir, I don't think so. It doesn't matter if you're playing. We're not playing right now.
I couldn't believe my eyes. Mum was in his face, and he couldn't care less.
Place the pencil in my hand. Gently. Hunter, this is your warning, Hunter. Hand me the other pencil. Hand me the pencil. This is your last chance.
Excuse me?
This was your warning.
Last chance.
This was your warning.
No. He's already had
Ample
a warning. He needs some discipline so he can go and sit up in his room and he can stay there for 8 minutes and think about what he's done. And I suggest you tell him. You've got to step up, Amber. Otherwise, you're always going to get this from Hunter. It's all very well me stepping in and talking to Hunter, but I'm not Hunter's mother and I'm not going to be there forever. Mum needs to recognise that if she follows through, she will get that respect from Hunter, but she's going to need to work for it.
Go to your room.
Look what he's doing.
Hunter, I'm talking to you. You have 8 minutes in your room, and I will let you know that you...
Hunter, come here, please. Right now. Mum was really struggling to get Hunter to get into his room, and so I had to step in again. You see the stuff that you're doing there in the kitchen with your mum? It's not acceptable. Do you understand me? Now take yourself upstairs, please. And when those 8 minutes were over, I went with Mum to help her finish her first proper time out.
Could you sit up and look at me, please?
Could you? Is that a question? Are you asking or are you telling?
Sit up and look at me. Do you know why you were sent to your room? What should you do for mistreating Mommy?
Sorry.
Amber recognises the importance now of discipline, but she needs to do it correctly. Her biggest challenge is going to be following through. I'm going for several days, and I just don't know if Mum can keep this up. I mean, only time will tell. I'm going away for 3 days. I've left quite a few techniques in this house to be followed through on. They certainly have a lot of homework to do, and I really hope that they get these techniques underneath their belt because it's going to make a huge difference. Dad,
Yes.
if you get a chance for you to do anything with the boys that's just nurturing the emotional side, spot on.
With Joe being gone, you know, these the rules are going to have to be enforced. You know, we cannot just let it slide.
Amber, you showed good promise when you were stepping up doing discipline. I want to see you follow through and do that, okay?
I've exhausted everything with Hunter, and I'm not really sure which way to turn now. And I'm not going to have Joe there and jump in and help me with that. That's going to be the toughest thing for me.
Coming up on Supernanny, Mom's behavior gets Joe agitated,
Seriously, you're a pain in the butt.
and Dad is pushed to the brink.
Stop talking to me like that. I'm your daddy. You're not going to talk to me like that. Do you understand?
When Supernanny returns.
You know I want to spend the rest